This year's Oscar season has truly been the slog to end all slogs, but finally the awards ceremony is just about here, and it's brought with it a bunch of great, diverse films. And so it's time we do what we do every single year here, and that's round up who should win and who probably will win every single award on the night. However, I do want to announce one change that I've made this year, and that's that this time I've actually collaborated with Oscar winner Joe Pesci himself. So he's been here with me on the couch deciding who probably will win each award. So if I get one wrong, that wasn't one of my picks, it was one of Joe's. I'm Josh from WhatCulture.com, and this is the Oscars 2021 Who Should Win and Who Will Win Every Award. First up, Best Supporting Actor. Who should win? Daniel Kaluuya. Who will win? Daniel Kaluuya. Now this is a very strong field this year, even if there is a little bit of madness going on that both Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Kaluuya are somehow competing for Best Supporting Actor, despite one of them surely having to be the lead actor in the movie they're representing. However, while Stanfield is great in Judas and the Black Messiah and Paul Raci gives an incredible performance in Sound of Metal, it is ultimately Kaluuya who comes out on top here. He's just the best of the whole bunch. And it's likely that he'll come out on top on the night itself. He's already taken home the Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice Award and the SAG Award for this category, so it's all but set in stone. And when all's said and done, deservedly so, this is a great performance. However, while I'm here, please, someone out there in the Academy, please give Alan Kim an honorary reward of some kind. That little lad is so good and so pure and deserves recognition. Up next, Best Costume Design. Who should win? Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Who will win? Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Costume design is a strong field this year with a bunch of worthy winners among the pile. Still, Ma Rainey's costume design does feel like it goes that extra mile in accentuating all of the characters that are on screen. And that is doubly true for Viola Davis's titular character. And Oscar voters will probably get this one right as well and go for Ma Rainey, which will actually make costume designer Anne Roth tied as the oldest recipient in Oscars history. Hey, better late than never, I guess. After this, we've got Best Documentary Feature. Who should win? Collective. Who will win? My Octopus Teacher. Collective is an extremely powerful and upsetting documentary about corruption in the Romanian government, and is actually up for Best International Feature as well. As an indictment of widespread healthcare fraud and mismanagement in the country, it is undeniably righteously angry, but it also serves as a fitting tribute to all of those who have failed by this system. It's great, but unfortunately My Octopus Teacher is almost certainly going to win this one out. It's had a huge swell of support recently, and it recently took home the BAFTA as well as the Producers Guild Award, so it all but seems like it's locked in. That said, this is a category where surprises are common, so there could be an upset on the night. Next, we have Best Supporting Actress. Who should win? Maria Bakalova. Who will win? Yoo Jung-young. Listen, I know this might sound ridiculous considering the amount of talent on display in this category, but honestly, Maria Bakalova might be the best of the whole bunch. Her standout performance in Borat 2, of all things, is rightly celebrated, and it was easily the best part of that movie, and certainly the most compelling part. It gave it a genuine heart, and that's crazy because it's Borat. It's Borat. As I said though, this is a tough category, and I would equally like to see Yoo Jung-young or Olivia Colman take this award home. And Best Supporting Actress in general has kind of been a weird one to gauge this year. At first, it seemed like Amanda Seyfried was kind of locked in for this for Mank, but since Mank in general has kind of cooled off massively, it doesn't really have much of a push behind it at all. That was then superseded by Glenn Close becoming the frontrunner for Hillbilly Elegy, but now even that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anymore. That was initially considered as a career Oscar anyway, and it seems like someone else is going to sweep in. But sorry Glenn, for as much as I loved your performance as Catherine Tate's Nan in that movie, it seems like Yoo Jung-young is going to take this one home, and again, deservedly so as well. She is really, really good and has a place in my heart. I really wish she was my grandma. Let's just hope her acceptance speech here is as good as it was at the BAFTAs. Up next, we have Best International Feature Film. Who should win? Quo Vadis Ada. Who will win? Another Round. Quo Vadis Ada is a harrowing, devastating war film with some of the best performances of the entire year. Like seriously, these should not have been overlooked for the other main categories. However, the crowd-pleasing Thomas Vinterberg Another Round is almost a dead cert for this award. With Mads Mikkelsen's show-stealing central performance and the fact that the director is also up for a Best Director nomination, it would be weird if this didn't win. It wouldn't make too much sense. Next, we have Best Animated Feature Film. Who should win? Wolf Walkers. Who will win? Soul. Cartoon Saloon's eye-melting Wolf Walkers isn't only the best film that studio has created, which is saying something, it's one of the most spectacular animations of the past decade or so. A win here would be a crowd-pleasing reward for one of the best animation houses in the business today, but it's not easy to top the behemoth that is Pixar. And partly because of the Pixar domination in this category every single year, it is likely that Soul will take it home here. It helps that Soul is a great movie, of course, better than the other Pixar nomination here, Onward, and that will go a long way in swaying voters' opinions. As a result, I won't be too annoyed to see Soul take it because it's a good movie. Everyone go watch it. Up next, we've got Best Production Design. Who should win? Mank. Who will win? Mank. It's tough to argue with Donald Graham Burt's outstanding production work on Mank. It's nothing but a meticulous production which effectively evokes the old Hollywood that Mank's story is entirely built around. And Mank really should have a straight path to the podium here, not least because Hollywood very much likes awarding things that are about Hollywood itself. And while Mank overall isn't really going to take much home, it does deserve this one. Next, we have Best Film Editing. Who should win? Trial of the Chicago 7. Who will win? The Sound of Metal. All 5 nominees are strong here, but Alan Baumgarten's work on the Trial of Chicago 7 is dizzying. But like in a good way, like dizzying in a good way, not in a bad way, not when you're confused, when it's cool, when it's good. It would easily win the most editing award if that was a thing, as it's easily the showiest of all of the nominees. But even then, the way it cross-cuts between the action and keeps everything coherent is genuinely amazing to behold. I like Trial of the Chicago 7 in general, but the editing does a lot of the heavy lifting. The Sound of Metal's editing, on the other hand, is far less showy than the others, but it works in perfect concert with the sound editing, which is absolutely going to win all of the awards this year, and it results in a movie that you just lose yourself in, and you get genuinely into the headspace of the character, and pretty much all of the characters, to be honest, through editing, through sound, through direction, through performances. It's a good movie. Next, we've got Best Cinematography. Who should win? Nomadland. Who will win? Nomadland. This is the softest field of cinematography nominees for a little while, but there's still no arguing with Nomadland's dawn and dusk lensing, which just accentuates everything on display. And at the moment, this seems like a 2-horse race between Nomadland and Mank. However, the former has had the edge for most of the awards season so far, even if recently Mank did actually get an upset at the American Society of Cinematographers. So a Mank win is far from impossible, but it seems like this one is going to go to Nomadland, not least because the ASC hasn't really lent itself to the Oscars in recent years. Next, we have Best Original Screenplay. Who should win? Minari. Who will win? Promising Young Woman. Far more subdued than the rest of the candidates, Minari just edges it out for me here because of how well it captures the perspectives of all of these different members of the central family in the story. I won't be forgetting the voices of these characters anytime soon, which combined with the heart-rending drama, the moving arguments, and the tight thematic focus makes this the one for me. However, it looks like Emerald Fennell's Promising Young Woman will be taking this one home. She recently won the Writers Guild of America Award, so it seems like this one is all sewn up. Up next, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. Who should win? One Night in Miami. Who will win? Nomadland. One Night in Miami doesn't shy away from its theatre roots, but that, to me, is what makes the screenplay just so good. Bringing iconic figures to life, exploring salient issues through their interactions and their arguments never feels heavy-handed or unnatural. The writing can be stunning, tender, and disarming all at once, and it always remains tightly controlled, which is not an easy feat to pull off. However, this is definitely one of the trickier outcomes to call. Nomadland has been the favourite for most of the season so far, but The Father actually has recently seen a surge in support, so that might cause an upset on the night. Still, Chloe Zhao's screenplay is at the moment ahead of the pack, so it looks like she'll be taking this one home as well. Next, we have Best Director. Who should win? Chloe Zhao. Who will win? Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhao has absolutely steamrolled the Best Director awards all season so far, and for good reason. It's extremely difficult to tell such a roaming, epic story in such an intimate, convincing, and character-driven way, especially getting great performances from the ensemble cast while you're doing all of this at the same time. Consequently, Zhao not winning here would be a huge shock considering the success the filmmaker has had across the circuit so far. And with her win, she'll become only the second woman ever to take home the Best Director gong. Up next, we have Best Actor. Who should win? Chadwick Boseman. Who will win? Chadwick Boseman. It's Chadwick Boseman and Anthony Hopkins who both break away from the pack here. Hopkins arguably puts in the finest performance of his entire career, which is saying something considering how illustrious that has been and the amount of great roles he's had. But even then, Chadwick Boseman's performance in Ma Rainey is something else. The painful truth that this will be the only Oscar Chadwick Boseman ever wins is unmistakable, but even beyond posthumously honouring his legacy, his work in Ma Rainey is more than worthy on its own. This is a Boseman performance unlike anything he'd done before, and he brought real ferocity and vulnerability to a volatile character while maintaining an inherent sympathetic angle to him. Boseman has won posthumous awards across the board so far, with the exception of the BAFTAs, so it does look like he'll also win on the night. After this, we have Best Actress. Who should win? Carey Mulligan. Who will win? Carey Mulligan. There are cases to be made here for at least 4 of the 5 nominees, but it seems like it's Frances McDormand and Carey Mulligan who will be going head to head for the award. But it's Mulligan's against type performance and the daring content within that just puts her over the edge. Best Actress is easily the most contested award of the entire ceremony this year, so it's really difficult to decide who is probably going to win. So this is definitely a Joe one. Don't blame me if I get this wrong. Can't put him down. He's just a little nuisance, this kid. As a result, as much as it seems like a 2-horse race, that might actually split the vote, and Viola Davis could come up through the middle and take it from under their noses, which is an upset I wouldn't be that against. Still, in general, the Academy loves to award bold choices, and with a younger actress taking a wild swing at something new and doing it very, very well in the process, it seems like Mulligan will walk away with the award. And finally, we come to Best Picture. Who should win? Minari. Who will win? Nomadland. So this is it, the biggest award of the night. And for my money, Minari is the best of the whole bunch, just edging out some seriously fierce competition. For me, it never puts a foot wrong and invites audiences into this family unit as you watch their highs and their lows and feel like you know them as well as you know your own family. It's genuinely a beautiful flick, and I'm sure it will stand the test of time. That said, Nomadland's Best Picture win has pretty much been set in stone for months now. And as a result, there's basically no chance that a movie this year will do a Parasite and come in and sweep it from under everyone's noses. Arguably, Nomadland's road to Best Picture will mean that the Oscars is a little bit anticlimactic, but at the end of the day, it's a great movie and it deserves to get the award. Just because it's the obvious choice doesn't mean it's not the best choice. So those are all the main awards for the first part of this video, but it wouldn't be an Oscars video if I didn't flash back to some predictions that I gave out earlier in the night, would there? So here are the rest of the categories, quick fire. Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom has been winning awards left and right for this season, so it would be a huge surprise if it also didn't take home the Oscar, and again, rightfully deserved. This should win, and it will win. Best Original Score. Soul is easily the most memorable, energetic, and vibrant score from this year, and as a result, it's undoubtedly also going to take the win. Not even Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's other nomination in this category has a chance of beating it. Best Original Song. Easily the best serious song among this list is Leslie Odom Jr.'s Speak Now, which will get an extra boost considering it is penned and performed by the actor in the movie. So this will probably win on the night, but wouldn't it be just great if just for once, the Oscars had a little bit of crack and it actually gave the Eurovision film the best original song gone? Just me? No? Just me? Well, it would be funny, and I would like to see it. Best Documentary Short. The documentary short film category is always chock full of interesting stories, but this year, the best of the bunch is the Ava DuVernay produced A Concerto is a Conversation. Distributor The New York Times has aggressively marketed the hell out of it as well, so it's likely that this will take the award home. Best Live Action Short. Pretty much all 5 shorts here are worthy winners, but it's Two Distant Strangers that stands out from the rest. It has a timely and ambitious premise, and it seems like it's going to be the frontrunner. Best Animated Short Film. The heartbreaking If Anything Happens, I Love You is going to be the movie to beat here. The short categories are always tough to predict every single year, but this movie hits the sweet spot of being aesthetically pleasing and being thematically rich and emotionally resonant. Best Sound. Cinema has perhaps never more effectively put audiences in the mind of a person who is going deaf. So here it's not even a competition. Sound of Metal, it absolutely deserves to win, and it's probably going to win as well. The sound editing, the sound everything on this movie is sublime. Best visual effects. Disney's The One and Only Ivan is an absolute marvel to behold in what it brings to the table in terms of visual effects, but honestly, the Academy here might just give it to Tenet because it has those mind-boggling, physics-defying effects that are just right in your face and they're tough to ignore, so they might honor Chris Nolan's movie. And that's everything. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Which predictions do you think I've got right? Where do you think I've gone wrong? And what do you want to see take home every single award? Not that one movie will do that, but you know what I mean. Either way, while you're down there, can you give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to whatculture.com for more lists and news like this every single day. Even if you don't though, I've been Josh, this has been Pesci, and we'll see you next year. Bye.